Okay, so we are at the Bluff. As I mentioned, Bluff, it's one area that is also were affected by the pipeline leaks over the past years, because these pipelines are running all the way from refineries all the way this side to Island View Storage Facility, where we just came from now. So basically there are 15 pipelines. There are 7 from Engine, and then 8 are from SAPREF. SAPREF is South African Petroleum, that is Shell and BP, half Britain, half Dutch. So these pipelines are running parallel all the way to Island View Storage Facility. So over the years, these pipelines have been leaking, and they've been affecting the communities as well. So because, for example, Engine, it was built in 1953 by ExxonMobil, and then SAPREF was built in 1963. So you can imagine how old are these pipelines that are running underneath, So as you can see, there's one sign here saying beware petroleum pipeline underneath. So these pipelines are running underneath these people's homes, and they are also running along the road all the way to the Island View Storage Facility. So all this area, there were pipelines that were leaking in the early 2001. There were pipelines that leaked as well around 2006. There was a time whereby diesel, about more than 370 liters of diesel gushed out from one of these leaking pipelines, and then over 1 million liters of petrol leaked from one of the pipelines going to the Island View Storage Facility. And unfortunately, these industries, they couldn't pick it up, that they were losing obviously they were losing profit, because for them it's all about profit. So these leaks were happening on a daily basis. And then what actually made these industries aware that there were pipeline leaks that were happening over the years is because there's a property owner that always used to clean petrol in her driveway, and they'll be surprised, they'll be shocked. Where is this oil coming from? And they were thinking maybe it was someone keep on fixing their vehicle while they are not at home, or maybe at night, and so forth. And then eventually not realizing that it was actually a leak coming from underneath, because that particular leak of the 100 million, over 1 million liters, it wasn't gushing out. It wasn't an obvious, gush out leak, but it was coming slowly but surely. It was leaks that were coming out from these pipelines. So, in particular, the family of the 3 properties along these homes here. For example, the property of this, the owner of this property, there's a lady that Engine and SAPREF had to buy them out, because the female, she was part of the Beauty and the Beast documentary that was done by Special Assignment. If one can go on YouTube and type Beauty and the Beast, they will be able to see the tour in the comfort of their own couch. The Beauty and the Beast documentary, what I like about it, it's very inclusive. It was interviewing ordinary communities as well as the local GPs around Merebank and Wentworth to get to understand as to how many people are affected by these pollution. About pollution from these industries. So the lady of this property, the owner of this property, she's one person that was also one of the interviewees that she was suffering from skin cancer. She was crying, she was very emotional during the interviewing, because she has lost some of her family members because of being exposed to these pollutants from these industries. Imagine how far are they from the industry. There's a buffer. You remember this area is predominantly a white area, but it's also mixed. But there's a buffer between the closest refinery, of which it's Engine, then the white community. As you can see, this green area, it's a buffer between the refinery and the Bluff community. There's no buffer for Wentworth, there's no buffer for Meabang. So literally those communities in Meabang and Wentworth, they're just across the road from these polluting industries. But this pollution, it shows, it's proof enough that pollution has no boundaries. Pollution travels, you know, and as much as the more it travels, it's the weaker it gets, you know. So the lady from here and other 3 properties and a family, they were bought out by the refineries. They bought them out to say they can go and stay elsewhere. However, as we know that cancer is incurable, there is no cure for cancer. No money in the world can actually cure cancer, or no money in the world can buy the fact that the industries has caused major health damage to communities in South Durban. So this is one of the houses that you would see as part of the documentary. As you can see, the pipelines are running all the way that side, and there are also pipelines also running all the way through that side, just across the road. And there is continuous maintenance because these pipelines are leaking. And there was a time where during this over 1 million liters of petrol that leaked. So the companies between Engine and Supref, they had to do a remediation process, try and suck the pollution. I mean, so they try and suck the petrol, you know, the fluids from the soil, and then taking it back to the refinery. Doing what with it, I'm not sure, but basically because there was too much oil that leaked from this pipe. So it's this property number 3, and then this property, and then the last property is on the other side. So these 3 properties were bought by these refineries, Engine and Supref, because basically there were a lot of leaks in the yard, in the premises of these properties. So industries had no choice but to buy these families. Now the big question is, the neighbors as well, they feel they're unsafe because they are sitting on a time-ticking bomb that can explode anytime, or the the products can also leak as well in their own properties. They themselves have also approached the company and say, "No, what, you'll need to buy us out." And industry said, no, unfortunately we cannot buy you out. Why should we buy all out, you know? And they say, no, our neighbors will put them out because they experience pipeline leaks. They said, yeah, they had pipeline leaks, but you all haven't experienced no pipeline leaks. So now refineries, industries, they're refusing to buy the other property owners out, you know, because they know that if they buy the other property owners out, they'll end up having to buy the whole community out. So it's very problematic. And also the property value as well has depreciated, because who wants to come and buy in this property where there is pollution that's affecting the community? There's also these pipelines running adjacent to the properties, so basically the values of these properties as well has just depreciated as well, big time. Yeah.